is an factor. But as far as Pohang are concerned, Park Tae-ha, well, both of them very well known in Korean football, former Korea internationals. Both of them played for Pohang, albeit a much shorter stint for that man, Kim In-jung, at the end of his career. On loan at the Steel Yard then in 2013. More than a decade or so earlier, Park Tae-ha wrapped up his Pohang career. Far more established as a player, as a Pohang man, but they both at least can say they know what it's like to play at this Steel Yard. And just await the kickoff here. That man, Jung Jae-hee's been in good scoring form of late. A couple of goals already this season. Ji Dong-won was also on the score sheet last time. Familiar face in Germany and England as well, where he previously plied his trade. And also kicking off at the same time, Daejeon against Ulsan. Ulsan and Pohang close together geographically, close together in the league as well. But after 4 rounds, Pohang have the advantage. Lee Sung-woo, someone we'll inevitably see introduced from the bench at some point during the proceedings. And there is the kickoff. Pohang playing in red and black. Hoops left to right. SuwonFC traveling in white. And not rushing to press early on. Well, the first time we featured Pohang in our commentary featured games this season was their opener against Ulsan. They had a few players missing then, and they've also had some notable winter departures as well. Much more confident looking 11 today. When you've got Obadan and Kim Jong-woo starting together, that's always going to breed confidence. Shin Kwang-hoon, lots of experience as well at right back. What's perhaps surprising is to lose Zeka, for example, up front, and the creativity of promising young midfielder Ko Young-jun, attacking midfielder. It wasn't clear where their goals were going to come from this season. They've had no real problem finding them, though, so far. Almost feel like their main enemy tonight could just be complacency, because this is very much theirs to win. They played SuwonFC 3 times last year, won all 3 occasions. And yes, now under new management, but because of the strength at the start of the season, the way that the squad has settled very quickly into 2024, having been ousted from the Champions League, have really reset themselves well. SuwonFC with some new faces. The new manager really seeking defensive strength after being so leaky in recent seasons. That's why letting in 4 was such a shock to them at home to Kimcheon. Pohang, by comparison, have only conceded a couple of goals this year. SuwonFC otherwise have been all right. opening round, 1-0 at Incheon, then 1-1 at home to Jeonbuk, 1-1 at Daegu round 3. So out of nothing really, you got this 4-1 sticking out like a sore thumb. And I think at this moment, 3 minutes in, I should perhaps warn you that both these teams do like to score late. All of Pohang's goals have come in the second half. Suwon FC, if you look at 3 of their 4 rounds so far, they've been very, very late goals. 90 plus 10 minutes in their opening round victory at Incheon. Salvaged an equaliser at Daegu, 5 minutes into stoppage time, and their consolation at home to Gimcheon last time came from Ji Dong-won in the 89th minute. So I don't know, does that mean we have to wait till 85 minutes plus before we see any goals tonight? After Pohang scored 2 stoppage time goals to win 2-0 at Jeju at the weekend. I'd say that somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but only somewhat, because I think they're going to be quite happy to see how this game unfolds without necessarily committing too much in the opening 45. Yidong-hee connecting with Shin Hwang-noon, and then Jung Jae-hee cuts inside, got lots of pace, and has a go at goal. Well, that was somewhat unconventional, and Wonderson was there to try and sweep up. Wasn't sure the goalkeeper needed to punch it, especially not in the direction of Wonderson. I think he might have been somewhat fooled by the swerve of this shot. Felt like if he wasn't going to attempt to catch it, maybe pushing it behind or further to safety would have been expected there. Wasn't particularly close range, but the touch of the ball will have given the keeper some confidence. Jung Jae-hee might challenge him a little more next time. Gaji, the Suwon FC midfielder, shoulder pain it looks like. And as you can see from the position of Wonderson, he's hardly sticking into a left-back role, moving to very advanced positions with John Min Hwang shifting out to the left. I think that's why when we saw that team sheet, 4-4-2 was quite theoretical. Obadan. We know he loves to pick a pass, so Anderson wasn't far off connecting there, forced the throw. Suwon FC able to clear there with a fairly harmless opportunity to do so. No major pressure from Pohang. As I said, they're not overly committing at this point, but they are looking really comfortable. He's looking pretty calm, Park Tae-ha. Someone who's been in and around the game for a long time, including in the coaching world. Maybe surprising it's taken so long for him to take on a K-League management job. inspiration for all late bloomers, perhaps. Obadan. Pass to Shin Kwang-hoon, connected, but didn't have much time to deal with it before Ji Dong-won was on him. Park Chodu with a throw that was short of Monreal. And Obadan, number 8 for Pohang, bursting forward. Always so impressed by Obadan. He's in his particular position, arguably the best in the business in the K-League. He sits in, so you're not necessarily going to get a lot of attacking football from him, but he's so effective at breaking up play and creating opportunities for teammates. Shin Kwang-hoon goes out to Yoon Min-ho. Suwon FC struggling to get hold of the ball at the moment. Johnson won, a little burst through the middle there. That's, I'm afraid, all it was for now. If you're cheering Suwon FC on, it's not a lost cause by any means, but you do have to wonder at some point, you're going to have to find some composure in this game. Good tracking across from Dajin, who, well, I guess you might make the comparison positionally wise with Obadan. That was an attempt at clearing. Ji Dong-won couldn't quite get out of the way there, but he looks a useful signing for Suwon FC. Taehan now pushing forward down the right, and Kim Joo-yup will pick it up. He's got Monreal in the middle. That was much brighter for Suwon FC. Just connect that cross, and well, you're maybe looking at a great opportunity from close range for Monreal. Wanderson plays it out. There is an injury. Referee will not blow the whistle yet. He's thought about it. Judged it not to be serious enough to warrant stopping play. Dudge is calling for Pohang to kick it out. He doesn't. Jong Sung-won has stayed down. It's one of those in the realm of sporting behaviour, because if it's not a head injury, for instance, or if it's not an emergency, if it's this type of injury, the play is often allowed to continue. Jong Sung-won is using the opportunity to complain about what he feels was a foul, presumably. Big season for that man, Lee Ho-jae. And a chance to cement the striker spot. Does have competition from that man, though, too. Similar sort of age. Obadan. Back with Kim Jong-un. Wanderson continuing to hover in very attacking territory. Good breakaway opportunity, good defending from he had to get there. Sorry, I should say Pak Charu get there. Get my number threes confused, but just looking at the formation again from Pohang's point of view, it's Wanderson now coming across the right-hand side to take a left-footed in-swinger. He's been given real freedom with the city in some ways. Why not? Player of his caliber. Suwon is shaken off his injury to a certain extent. Jackson goes over there. Header, far post, Kim Tae-han. Crowd enjoying themselves. It's not a huge attendance, especially not from the away contingent. SuwonFC very much overshadowed by the Blue Wings in terms of support, and then it is a fair journey at the best of times. It's also a particularly long journey to make on a Tuesday evening. So I guess credit to those who have done so from Suwon. Now the right-footed in-swinger, and a chance at close range. Well, I think that was John Min Gwang who had opened up opportunity initially, and Lee Dong-hee was involved as well. But it was number 4, John Min Gwang, initially, who seemed in a position on the floor rather than a header. You can see here, lands to him. Can't quite connect with it, and then there's an offside. Yoo Min-ho, Lee Ho-jae trying to feed off the scraps. Lee Dong-hee had tried to get to that initial header, really. That was his involvement came. Monreal. SuwonFC trying to break. That's where they do pose the most threat today, arguably, especially if and when Isuru is introduced. Cross comes in for Jung Jae-hee, but it's headed away before it'll get there. Ji Dong-won continues the clearance for Suwon, but it's back again with Jung Jae-hee. And then Ji Dong-won, Monreal can't hold it. Daje playing that Obadan role, 8 against 8. A nice midfield battle of sorts, because they're not always going to be meeting head to head on the pitch. Jackson across to Chekubak. Chekubak, the captain, forming a partnership today with Jackson. Toru goes backwards to Jong Seung-won. Jong Seung-won, formerly of Daegu. His Blue Wings chapter then wasn't a particularly happy one. There was a moment there at Daegu where he was pretty much enjoying the limelight. Ji Dong-won chipping it forward, and Daje goes down in the box. He's not seriously appealing for anything. a nice inventive pass from G. If you've got a striker in that situation who can really attack it, maybe you're looking at 1-0. Still 0-0 in the other game. Daejeon Ulsan. Ihoje going out. Wanderson again. Very advanced position. Sung-dong looking for the return ball. And so it won't fall kindly for Chung Jae-hee. Goalkeeper No Dong was alert to the danger. Jackson and Chekubek. Able to knock it long. But, strong defending. Keep sure Monreal's not going to bully him. Chung Jae-hee has it back. Bit of pace from Kim Ji-young, chasing it down, putting Jung Min-kwon under pressure. Home crowd making all the noise still. 20 minutes in, 0-0. And some half chances. I don't know if there's going to be some treatment here for Chun Da-ji or whether he's going to have to call time on his evening. Wanderson and Oberdan. Oberdan holds in as far as Ihoje, and then Wanderson again. Kim Jong-woo finds Shin Kwang-hoon in a good position. Cross is close to the goalkeeper, too close. Here's Najee waiting to perhaps come back on. It's like he's quite literally trying to run off the knock that he's received. Earlier he was holding his shoulder. So it doesn't look like a continuation of that. Oberdan finds Shin Kwang-hoon, wants it back. Ihoje back to Oberdan. And then Chung Jae-hee for Shin Kwang-hoon. Chips it forward. Chung Jae-hee. The idea was great. The execution was lacking, but it was ambitious. Worth a go. Well, we've seen a couple of attempted kicks in or around the 6-yard box. Anderson. Goes back to Idomi. They're doing a special event at the stadium this evening, inviting multicultural families, and seeing Anderson with the captain's armband is perhaps a good source of inspiration. A player who knows all about Pohang. He has multiple spells. Yes, Jung Jae-hee. Shin Kwang-hun. Real target man role this evening. Nice back heel. Moore sliding in, looked like a foul. The lineman wasn't waving that. And there's the substitution that looked like it might be coming. Shindaje off. DJ1 on. Well, that's a shame from Suwon FC's point of view that they've suffered the injury to a player who looked to be making a useful contribution. You almost wonder whether he was hurt when he went on that burst forward to try and collect Ji Dong-won's pass. He just overstretched himself. Lee Dong-hee to Jung Min-kwang. And Oberdan feeding forward to Lee Ho-jae. Pohang with overwhelming possession advantage at the moment. Suwon FC have shown some level of danger on the break.
자, 새누리와 새순이만 춤을 추나요. 지금부터는 스틸러스 댄스타임 홈페이지 여러분과 함께하겠습니다. 소리 질러! 자, 지금부터 후렴면 댄스타임 함께하도록 하겠습니다. 마지막 댄스타임적인 모습을 보여주시는 팬들에게 특별한 선물을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 제일 먼저 원부산 우측에 앉아계신 분들과 함께하겠습니다. 지금부터 출발합니다. 음악 주세요! 자, 신나게 이쪽으로지 댄스타임! 마지막입니다. 천안 돌리기 실패한 여러분 소리 질러! 천안도 댄스 타임 출발합니다. 음악 주세요. 아 신난다. 자 과연 천안도 가운데서 누굴까요? 댄스 타임. 남자분 앉아주세요. 동주 승리가 앵콜 고맙습니다. 오, 좋아요. 여섯 회에게 선물 드리겠습니다. 자, 2개월 시사 애교 5만원 수강권 드리겠습니다. 영어 공부 열심히 하십시오. 댄스 타임은 계속됩니다. 고맙습니다.
So the second half about to get underway at the Steel Yard. Pohang Steelers spread out, confident, 1-0 up. They've made a change as well. Georgie on to join Ihoje up front with Yoon Min Ho apparently giving way. First change of the game for Pohang. SuwonFC were forced into a change during the first half when Chun Dajik came off injured. Lee Jae-won on. And there is a change for SuwonFC. Anderson. They needed something. They had a few half chances, a few breakaways, typical away performance. Not disastrous by any means, but not able really to test Hwang In-jae. Maybe the biggest scare Hwang had was an effort from Ji Dong-won within his own half. Monreal not really been able to produce much of a test for Hwang either at this point. And here is Anderson. Keep an eye on the Lee Sung-woo situation. Thought maybe we'd get a sighting of him. Both these teams were in action on the weekend. Saturday, they've had a couple of clear days, plus a few hours either side to rest. It's not that taxing, the first midweek fixture of the season. No real surprise the player to make way, given he's the under-22 with the starting 11, Jo Jun-hyun. And just to remind you, if you didn't get this in the first half, interesting that Pohang didn't start with any under-22s, so they want to go ahead and make as many changes as SuwonFC will be able to. They're going to have to start thinking about what they do in terms of their under-22 allocation. We'll pay attention to that as we go on. SuwonFC travelling in white. That wasn't clear. Playing left to right as you look on. The Steel Yard. Tough place for SuwonFC in recent history. 5 games without finding any joy here. Last season, 3 fixtures in total against Pohang, all defeats. But this is a new era. If you want to put a positive spin on things under new manager Kim In-jung, some new personnel. And there is the man that I've been asking about, Lee Sung-woo. Just feel that SuwonFC are going to have a chance to come away with something from this game. They're going to have that X factor, the surprise factor, to catch them out. single goal of the game so far was rather spectacular. A rare goal for Uberdan. With the left boot curled past the goalkeeper's reach. Sort of thing you might expect Wanderson to do, and he's now standing over the ball. Well, I think people were surprised by the direction of that free kick. Well, a big goal and a surprising goal in the other game. Daejeon Hana Citizen 1, Ulsan HD 0. And my understanding is in the first half, Ulsan were all over Daejeon. I believe it's Leandro who scored that one, but don't take that as gospel. Be able to confirm that shortly. Also confirm whether there's any VAR interruptions, but just seen a replay on a monitor of Leandro slotting it home through the legs of Cho Hyun-woo. So for those interested in what else is happening in the league, that really is great news for Pohang. Not so good news for Suwon FC, who came into this evening's game top half, but they could be caught on point by bottom-placed Daejeon by the end of this evening. Although a whole bunch of fixtures tomorrow could influence the league table, so it's a bit premature to be talking about that in Suwon's regard. But it just shows how bunched up things are. Still, obviously, only 4 rounds in, and it's that stage where 2 or 3 results, if they don't go your way, are not a disaster, but you don't want to be sucked into a relegation battle. Once you get to about the 10-game mark, if you're still down there, it's very difficult to say that you're going to turn it around into an entirely successful season. We saw John Book, for example, last year stabilise the ship. They were never able to turn their poor start into a title challenge. Up for Suwon FC now. Still plenty of football to be played in this one, and play their way back into it. But here's Georgia trying to make headway. Anderson. Well, Anderson and potentially Lee Sung-woo, sort of players who might help launch a turnaround. There's good 1-2 play. Kim Joo-yup's cross far beyond Monreal. It's gone round to the other side. Ji Dong-won. Couple of step overs from Ji Dong-won. Anderson. Left-footed cross. Oh, it's much better in terms of accuracy. Monreal's header was perhaps deflected away. Let's have another look just to make sure. Yeah, it's come straight off the defender and out. Good defending from Lee Dong-hee at the back for Pohang. Jung Sung-won to take the corner for Suwon FC. Decent ball in, and it's in the back of the net. Lachlan Jackson. An old school celebration. And it's as simple as that. Suwon FC back on level terms, back in the game. It was a brilliant corner, lovely looking cross, but still someone had to rise higher, someone had to aggressively get on the end of it. Pohang have defended so well all season so far, really. Best defensive record in the league. But Jackson was given a bit too much freedom just to move forward away from his marker. Ihoje left him. Kim Un-jung felt that one coming. You could see the anticipation. And the away crowd, in their relatively small number, making a reasonable noise for now. Game on, 1-1. Didn't see that, I've got to admit. I mean, you could see that there's a chance of Suwon getting back into it. But this early in the second half, it's a real opportunity to build from here. They're going to have to withstand some Pohang pressure. Georgie waiting, and still Georgie. It's a great opportunity. Because it's just hanging almost static in the air, he's got to generate all the power from his own momentum, and that's tough. You can see here, it's up in the air. But even then, he's not really been able to get enough on it, not enough direction. Well, just as Ulsan concede, so too now have Pohang, and the East Coast rivals playing out their rivalry. In a remote fashion. Obadan, the goal scorer for Pohang. And then Ihoje, feeding it out to Chung Jae-hee. Nice looking ball in, but again, we've seen that a couple of times. Lacking the challenge in the middle. It was too easy for Kim Tae-han to clear that away. We're going to see a back up on his feet. And Kim Tae-han takes the throw. Monreal with a flick on. Kim Joo-yup. It's across the face of goal. Well, it's this time Suwon's turn to rue the lack of option charging through the middle. The game is very much alive. Monreal into the side netting. There's a different feel about this Suwon team this season, that's for sure. Different feel about the Pohang team, though they've continued to challenge near the top. This is a lovely run from Georgie now. Looks up, he plays it across. Did everything right. Kim In-sung is also in the right position there. It's good defending from Suwon FC. That first header on creates the space, allows him the time to look up. Jung Seung-won has stayed down. As you can see there, Jae Beck made the crucial interception, but Jung Seung-won was also sliding and hurt himself in the process. Here's another change looming for Suwon FC. That's not Lee Seung-woo. It's a lovely ball across. Awkward for the goalkeeper, who's forced to punch it away. And it's another one of those right-footed in-swingers headed almost back across. Chon Min-kwang read the script. It looks like another corner from the other side again. Just as Daejeon have taken a 2-0 lead against Ulsan. Remarkable turn of events in the second half. Nice footwork from Anderson. It's made a difference since coming on for Suwon FC. It's a lovely run. Brought down. He wants a yellow card. That yellow card would be for, well, in the end, Lee Dong-hee, there were several players who were tussling with him and trying to track him back. Jae-beck, and then Jackson launches it forward. Monreal needs to challenge that. Kim Jong-woo. Anderson. Obadan. Anderson again. Decent cross. Pak Toru with the first header and the second. Ji Dong-won holds it. And a nice little chip forward for first half substitute Lee Jae-won. Then Monreal back to Lee Jae-won. And still the opportunity to feed off the scraps there, if you like, but no one was showing that kind of adventure. Gift back to Ji Dong-won again. Anderson. They've got the ingredients to produce an upset this evening if they find things just falling their way, SuwonFC. Kim Joo-yup. Kim Tae-han forced to turn back to Jung Sung-won. Kim Joo-yup, Monreal. Turns away from Jeon Min-kwang, then back to Anderson. Finds the cross out of nothing, but again, targets lacking in the middle. Which is a sign of good defending, but it's also a trend that calls for management to consider, at least in the short-term context of this game, how they're going to better pick out their options in the box. Either through instructions or a tactical switch of some kind. Ball just slipped out of Kim Tae-han's hands there as he took the throw. Not something you see very often. He does apologise for it. Wanson, the ball to Kim Jong-ho. I don't think Pohang will be too flustered by this situation. They've been very difficult to beat this season, and they've been very difficult to hold to a level position. I mean, you think this weekend just gone, Jeju must have been thinking they got at least a point against Pohang and ended up losing 2-0 in stoppage time. Another corner then for Pohang. And it's headed almost in at the far post. Kim In-sung was there. Lee Ho-jae was there. It's another fantastic ball in. Thin margins. Baek Sung-dong's done really well with that corner. Anderson battling. Kim Jong-ho winning that battle. Shin Kwang-hun. Lee Ho-jae just caught a late challenge. Lee Jae-won, I said in the first half, he was all over the field, and he is continuing to show a lot of energy, a bit too much exuberance there. Player who joined SuwonFC this year, former Songnam midfielder, only came on because of an injury to Kim Dae-jae. Kim Joo-yup has made way as the change has gone ahead. Lee Jun-sok, the player coming on. had a great opportunity. The header lifted over that last line of defence. And if there's no offside, then it's a great opportunity to score. I wasn't sure if the initial ball in saw Hee narrowly offside. Definitely onside when the final header was made. Anderson cuts in, but Kim Jae-han's there. And then Ji Dong-won, he had to go from his own half in the first half, and that was no less ambitious. It was struck with power like a missile. And I dare say if it had been on target, it would have stung the gloves at least. But we're closing in on the final 20 minutes plus stoppages. Pohang are entering the business end of things. They dominated much of the first half. Maybe somewhat taken aback by Suwon FC's equaliser. Continued to press for a second. Can they get just a little closer? Can Suwon FC surprise them again? Good, tenacious tracking back by the 24-year-old striker, Georgie. One substitute chasing down another. Baek Sung-dong and Georgie enjoying a quick water break. They've gone short. Wanderson with the cross. Oh, almost an own goal. Monreal, I think it was, who got the last touch. And crept under the keeper's legs. But he does enough to stop it. Well, right place there from the keeper's point of view, because a header, regardless if it's from your own player, at that sort of range, if it's either side of you, takes some serious stopping. Here's Obadan. Out to Wanderson. Obadan again. A very rare moment of miscontrol by Obadan. There's a brief review of some sort going on there. Wanderson, comfortable defending in the end, takes the captain. It took a remarkable effort to break the deadlock in the first half. Pohang have had several chances from much closer range in the second half, but so far they're coming up against, well, dare I say it, a very steely Suwon FC defence. Not the Suwon defensive performance that saw them concede 4 times against Gimcheon just this past Saturday. Baek Song-dong. Another good ball in, but header for another corner. We've seen this script a few times. Kim Tae-han has hurt himself in the process of heading that away. Obadan is protesting innocence, but I'm not sure whether there's any suggestion that he's done anything wrong anyway. Just a fairly innocent clash. Pohang are going to turn to one of their under-22s for the first time. This is Kim Dong-jin who's going to be coming on, but first we have to see how this attacking phase works out. Kim Jong-woo and Obadan. Can lightning strike twice? Wanderson! Inadvertent defending by his own teammates there. And that would have stung. I think it was going to go wide. Kim Jong-woo is off. Youth on for experience. But you still got Shin Kwang-hun there with all of his experience. Jackson. Yeah, G is a shorter option, but went for Chekubek. And then miskicks that out of play. I think it's quite clear that Suwon FC of the two teams would be the more satisfied with a point if it comes to that. But you definitely sense that they'd also try to seize upon any opportunity to break away to score again. They're not giving up on that by any means. And that was a little bit untidy. Not from the shot, I mean from the goalkeeper. It's a good effort from Kim Dong-jin. Why not have a go? But I think the goalkeeper's maybe not seen it through the crowd. But I think he wasn't sure if it was going on target or not, and he just decided to make sure. And here again is Kim Dong-jin. Well, that one hasn't worked out, but it's a good-looking ball. Sort of ball that can split open defenses, and Kim In-sung recognizes that. Just a slip at the key moment. EJ1, Monreal with a touch. A good, brave play by Park Choru. Looks to follow up, chasing down Shin Kwang-hun. Well, Kim Dong-jin is exciting the crowd. It's been a real conveyor belt of talent at Pohang. That was a nasty one. Ji Dong-won was hurt in the process. I think the Korean media have been calling it Taeha time, referring to Park Taeha, and we're entering Taeha time now. Just over 10 minutes plus stoppages, 1-1. If you'd asked me at the end of the first half, I wouldn't have seen Pohang on the losing end of things. Wouldn't necessarily have seen them on the drawing end of things either. But it's still wide open at this stage. Lee Jun-sok, a substitute, in need of some attention. Not quite sure why they're not pulling the Lee Seung-woo trigger at this point. Maybe they will. Surprised they haven't done so already. He might just be struggling with a knock or fitness after the weekend, but he's on the bench, so if you're on the bench, you're there to be used, presumably. Wanderson. Pinged around, ended up with Anderson, and a chance to break here. Jae-won just passing it back into danger. Wanderson with a chance to cross. It's a low ball that didn't quite threaten, but it has bounced loose for Kim In-sung. Another low cross. Chung Seung-won hooks it away. Pohang are yet to experience a draw this season. They've flirted with it a couple of times. Wanderson to Georgie. Obadan. And a good low effort. Oh, it's tip wide. Kim Dong-jin. Wow. It's been an impressive display so far from him. Number 88. Year-old Kim Dong-jin will be an under 22 for a little while yet, though he will turn 21 this summer. And another change for Suwon FC, that's not Lee Seung-woo. Jung Young-woo on, but so too Jung Jae-min. And that will be our lot in terms of substitutions for Suwon FC. Lee Jun-sok injured off. Ji Dong-won also making way. Georgia with a back heel. Jung Jae-min does have a goal to his name this season, but I think Suwon fans would have been hoping to see the relative experience of Lee Seung-woo join the party. Expect a few waves of Pohang pressure in the coming minutes, I imagine. Shin Kwang-hoon into Kim Dong-jin, who's shown some exceptional flashes of what his potential clearly holds. Kim Min-sung turns. Kim Dong-jin now. Well, he wanted to play that left-footed ball, but he ran out of space for it. Anderson. Good challenge, but Suwon FC are able to break forward somewhat. Well, Lee Jun-sok has remained on the field. I thought he was making way through injury. Chi Dong-won certainly did come off in that passage of play, as we saw Jung Jae-min, Jang Young-woo. There is Jang Young-woo. So the situation in terms of Lee Seung-woo not coming on remains the same, but the personnel making way differed slightly. And where Kim Tae-han had been playing before, Jung comes across to take the throw. Here is Jung. Jang Young-woo forcing the corner. Jackson hammered home a cross relatively early in the second half. He's hiding behind Anderson as he anticipates this ball also to be delivered by Jong Seung-won. We've seen him put in a wonderful ball to Jackson earlier on. The second one isn't bad either. Monreal was the one looking to pick up the flick on initially. Park Choru will collect the ball now just inside their own half. Anderson. Jong Seung-won has it. Then Anderson. Lee Jae-won. too comfortable there for Pohang, and Anderson is chasing. He's showing lots of energy. Number 70 for Suwon FC, going back and forth. Kim Dong-jin. John Min-kwang back to Kim again. Wanderson wanted it to feet. Some learning experiences as well for the inexperienced Kim Dong-jin. Still, as I said before, he's shown plenty of flashes of what he's capable of. Baek Sung-dong makes way, and on comes Kim Kyu-hyung. Kim In-sung. Shin Kwang-hun. We're in the 90th minute, and do we have yet again late drama? Both sides have tasted it on more than one occasion this season, as we've pointed out. Here is Obedan, unable to hold on to it. Perhaps the difference between this and earlier this season for both sides is the relatively short turnaround, the fact that fatigue might be a factor. Kim Dong-jin, fresher legs than most. Did well to play it out wide, but then the cross is not where it needed to be. 6 minutes to play. Kim Dong-jin winning the battle with Anderson. Didn't appreciate it, but we play on. And the low ball across is dealt with. Five minutes to go. We're entering the now or never territory for both of these sides. Pohang will be very disappointed if they have to settle for a point. Big kick away. Heavy challenge sees Suwon FC win the free kick. Georgie playing deep, looking to try to bring it forward. Sandwiched in the foul. Time is ticking. Suwon doing a good job of trying to eliminate the danger. Obedan. Turning into trouble to a certain extent there. Kim Kyu-hyung. Wanderson has it back for Pohang. 3 minutes to go. Well, they broke a trend by scoring in the first half, Pohang. Can they maintain a trend by scoring in stoppage time? 2 players down injured. Well, it's been a good response from Suwon FC to losing heavily at home to Kimcheon on Saturday. They've defended well enough to keep Pohang at bay for the most part. It was a spectacular goal from Obadan that undid them. Just gave him a fraction too much space, but you can't do much about the finish. Here's Pohang looking for a second. And it's loose for Kim Il-sung! Remarkable scenes because the ball came off Iho-jae on the line. Well, that was the goal. That was the chance. It looks like it would have been offside anyway. But have a look at Iho-jae, number 33 on the line. It's just struck him. Kim Il-sung thought he'd scored. But as I say, if they'd gone back for the review, Iho-jae just drifted offside, playing the role almost of double villain there, which is unfair on him to say. For the moment, all eyes are on the referee. Just doing a review, making sure nothing to suggest any wrongdoing by Suwon FC there. Monreal still wants players forward. He still wants to snatch a late winner, something Suwon have done already this season. 10 minutes into stoppage time, they scored a penalty against Incheon right at the start of the season. Chung with the cross. Can't find a teammate. And we're nearly at 6 minutes, but we'll probably get a bit more time because there was an injury in injury time. If you're interested in the other game, Daejeon still 2-0 up against Ulsan. Nearing 7 minutes of stoppages reflected there, and it seems inevitable that Ulsan will lose this season, and they're going to do it tonight. Anderson pulls it wide. That might have been the last moment for Suwon FC to rob Pohang, and it would have been theft, really. They've done enough, perhaps, to deserve a draw, but well, why not go for the win as well? The onus is on Pohang as the home team, as the team in second place. Suwon FC have got this spot on at times tactically because they look like they might be on the losing end at half-time. Came back out, they made it 1-1, and they've been able to contain the Pohang threat since. And here they are, still looking for the winner. Monreal with a golden header opportunity. The header itself, less than golden. And that is the full-time whistle. Well, considering those last couple of opportunities, Pohang might count themselves a little fortunate, but I think Suwon FC will be a lot happier with the point coming away to the Steel Yard. And they break the trend of losing at this stadium. Finishes on the night. Pohang Steelers with the shake of the head from Obadan, but still keeping an unbeaten run going since losing in the opening round of the season. Pohang 1, visitors Suwon FC 1.
승리를 만드는 것 무엇이라고 생각합니다. 지원을 해주실 수가 있지.
천에는 판타지가 있다. 포스코. 기억나. 세상의 문제. 저는 음악에만 전념하고 자산관리는 하나은행에 맡깁니다. 믿을 수 있는 자산관리에